What is up, y'all? This is JT. I just wanted to film this real quick. I've got an alignment problem in the front, and these cars have a toe in on the back because when you're dragging your tires, it pulls them out, and it needs to have kind of a slight toe out or almost positive. And I just tied a construction string and literally loosen the nut back here, put my tire back on, and as you can see, I have an ever so slight space right there. Now I'm tight at the front, now I'm tight on the back. And then on the back one, which you can't see, but there's almost the equal amount of space as what's right there. You can kind of see there's a little gap in between the string. Now this is ghetto, and one thing you do have to do before you do any of this is hold your steering wheel straight. Now once I set this one, I can actually measure from side to side. But this works better because I got a construction hat, a sweatshirt, and a t-shirt holding my wheel straight. It's the only thing I had to really rig it. And so now I've got this one set. The set screw is locked down as tight as I can get it from having the tire on. I might have to pull it back off and tighten it down. But this side is good, and I had a major toe-in problem, which was causing all kinds of issues, not to mention tire wear. Ugh. Okay, that's plenty tight. And also on the ball joint, I don't know if it's pre-greased, but my grease guns didn't work. They don't work anymore. I don't know why. But see, we can check it again. It's ever so slight space. That means that on this side of the tire, and if you don't trust your tire, keep a little tension on that string so it holds it. Rotate your tire around. Test it again. And it's about the same. Cool. So we got one side set. On the other side, it's going to need also the same exact amount of negative camber, or not camber, toe. So make sure you do the exact same thing. Don't move your steering wheel. Don't do anything, because this one's already set. And however you can lock it, your steering wheel, definitely do that. Sorry about the wind. So now, if we look down the side of the car, the profile of the car, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It looks like it got turned in a little bit. Maybe the steering wheel moved. Yeah, the steering wheel moved a little bit. But it looks like it's towed out. But whenever a front wheel drive car, especially a turbo one, pulls hard, it pulls the knuckle in. So if you look down the profile, it looks good. It's kind of hard to see. I'll test it again with the string, make sure the steering wheel is good. Do the exact same thing on the other side, and then we're good to go. Okay, I wanted to film up a follow-up little section here because I forgot to mention a couple things. One thing that you need to do, and would be the best thing, is if this was up on ramps. If I had ramps, that'd be fucking awesome. But I don't have any. I just wanted to show you that this one's still lined up and has a slight toe out, which means it's pointed this way in the front. You want that on a front wheel drive. If you have a rear wheel drive, you don't want that. You'd almost want 0 or even slightly, I forget which one's positive and negative. It's been a long time since I took the class, but one thing you've got to do is make sure you're at least somewhat on the suspension. You can't just have this jacked up. It has to have pressure on the suspension, and I know this isn't ideal because if it was, the weight would be all the way on the ball joint, and that's where the weight actually presses up. So this is actually sitting a little bit farther down. So basically what I'm just trying to do right now is get this good enough to where it's drivable, because I still have to change out the upper ball joints. I got some sway bar links and something else I can't remember. And then I also need to make sure the lower ball joints, because if the lower ball joints go out, I do believe you just buy new you just buy new bars. Like, it's 2-bar system. It's got a wishbone and a straight, and it's got 2 ball joints, and they are a pain in the dick to get off, by the way. If you didn't know that, with the CV axle so close to them, you actually have to somehow spread them, take the whole suspension apart. Trust me, you don't want to do it. Excuse me, you don't want to do it. But I just want to show you on this other side. So everything is pretty much aligned. We're gonna check the steering wheel. It looks like it moved a little bit. So that's why. No, we're gonna leave it there, just because that's where I set this one. So you might need to leave one string on this side and then come over and do the string again. But I just wanted to show you on this one how far off it is. Okay, so we're gonna go until this side's touching. Now it's touching. That's how far out it is. That's like a 1/2 inch. That's out 1/2 inch. So we're just gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna try not to let the tension out on our string, because then it'll fall off on the back. And then all we gotta do is, I already have the nut loosened, and you just gotta get back in there and turn the tie rod, inner tie rod, not the outer, of course. There's a little adjustment thing in there. I don't even know if you can see this at all. It's using a Harbor Freight, and so we're pulling the nope. Oh, adjustable wrenches. This seems rusted already. Hold on. Alright, it's really hard to film because of the way it's sitting in there, but we're tight against here, just barely tighten it, and now we're only this far, so I haven't even barely turned it enough, and it's so hard to get to. And this one's tighter because I actually changed the inner tie rod out, so the spinning action of the inner tie rod is actually harder because the ball's tighter on the joint, which makes it a pain in the dick. What you can do is leave your impact sitting here, which would be nice if it was taller, and you can kind of set your string tension so that just touching this, and you can see how far out it is. And then see, that's just holding tension. I don't know how to do those knots. I forgot how to do them, but actually it's not all the way tension. There we go. So we're tight here, loose here, and then we just continue to turn. Okay, almost there. We gotta make sure the tension is just right. We got about another 1/4 inch. And it is a pain, plus my camera keeps turning off. I don't know why. So yeah, this is working out great, actually, surprisingly. So we just gotta get that wrench into there. And this wrench is a pile of crap, but yeah, let's get this done. Oh, so close. This wrench is so hard to turn, because I have to reach up behind in here in this little space, and then it's an adjustable wrench. What a pile of junk. Use a wrench. Find out what size it is. I don't know what size it is. Alright, we're tight in the front. As you can see, tight. There's a slight gap in there. That's about what I put the other one at. Now I'm going to go check and make sure the steering wheel didn't move. Because if it did, then that is off. Steering wheel looks decent. What I'll do is I'll run the string again and check this one, and then make sure the steering wheel's straight and do it again until I get it right. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm tired and worn out from this. It stays straight on most roads. It fucking worked. I can't believe it. Driving straight, wheels straight. I can't believe I just did that. That's the first time I've ever tried that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.